Good morning from Europe. Good afternoon, good evening, guys, whatever you are. 31st of August 2020, Monday. The London session is about to open, but UK is on holiday, bank holiday today. So we are going to check how the intraday chart may looks like when it comes to the last day of the month. Before we do that, risk warning, guys, as usual. Please bear in mind, trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or initial investment, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Alright, folks, so we know UK on bank holiday, but during the Asian hours we do have preliminary industrial production out of the Japan month to month, 8% up. Expectations were 5% up. Previous revised down to 1.9%. Then also we had the Japanese retail sales year to year, well, minus 2.8. Much worse than what market was expecting, minus 1.7. We also got Chinese manufacturing PMI 51, expectations 51.1, as well as non-manufacturing PMI 55.2, where expectations were 54. Now, consumer confidence out of Japan a little bit better, 29.3 versus 28.7 expectations, as well as housing starts a bit better, minus 11.4 versus minus 12. That was the expectations. Over the course of the whole day, we are going to get the German preliminary CPI month to month. So that's quite important. And to be honest with you, when it comes to the New York session, only Clarida speaks, FOMC member Clarida speaks. That's gonna be interesting thing. But overall, the big guys, the whales, are going to draw the monthly candles when it comes to the chart. So without the further delay, let's have a look what we might see over the course of the last day of the August. Depends on how busy the day is going to be. I'm going to either make an update around the US cash open or around the US cash close, to have a bigger picture when it comes to the monthly close. Anyway, Nasdaq, well, nothing new here. We made another higher high, right? During the pre-market session. Well, the thing is that if we are going, if you remember, we spotted some kind of the nice moves lately, right, to the upside. And if we are going to go that way, looks like after the last correction on Thursday we've seen the move overnight. Today we hit the top of another possible target, right? Well, we also spotted lately the moves to the downside. Maybe we didn't get that type of the move every time, right? We didn't get it here, for example. We didn't get it here, all right? So it was like didn't work out our way, but then we got it here. So if that's the key, we might see a little bit of the pullback during the current market conditions and ahead of the New York Open, or if we are going to try to hold, 12,000, right? It might be some kind of the pullback. It might be cash open, stop count, right? And then move all the way down to at least 11,940 based on my chart. But overall, if you do remember, this consolidation and half of that, 11,650, that's the first level where I do expect some buyers might step in, at least try to step in buy. So looking to fade from the intraday perspective, levels close to intraday high, and looking to buy on a quiet sharp move to the downside. We are talking about the levels either to 12,100, 12,080, or we are looking to buy around 11,650. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the Nasdaq. Euro dollar is gonna be very, very important from the longer time frame perspective, as we are from the monthly chart, right? We are testing very, very significant supply over here, but that's the monthly chart. We are going to get back into that tomorrow, next day. We are here to discuss intraday opportunities. When it comes to the intraday opportunities, of course, it's possible that we are drawing some kind of the over under right now, right here, right? So meaning that levels close to 1940 gonna be important. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to the lower time frame. Let's switch to the hourly chart. When it comes to the hourly chart, well, if you remember, we were discussing that's the post Powell high, right? Then we make another high and another high this during the Tokyo session, right? We did it here Friday and we did it during the Tokyo session. But what happened during the Tokyo session? That was the intraday liquidity surge. We hit supply based on the intraday chart and we have very nice rejection. For now, we are testing the weekly open, right? What I would like to see, well, let's make it a little bit bigger for you. What I'm looking for, well, I really do believe that we have a buyers somewhere closer to 1870, 1860, right? The yellow zone, and I think that's gonna be crucial how market is going to behave once we are here. When it comes to the supply, I do expect supply based on possible swing high on the hourly chart. So what we see right now, attempt to go higher towards 1920, 1925. We have to remember, we have to have it in the back of our head. It's bank holiday in London, so liquidity is lower. Is it possible that we are going to see some kind of the manipulation? But 1920 and then Tokyo high 1930, that's where I'm looking to fade. My target, of course, 1875, 1860 based on what we have here. And if we are going to hold that level after, for example, stop count reversion, that might be buying opportunity. And we are talking about the intraday chart. We spoke about some Japanese data, so let's have a look what we have when it comes to the yen. Well, if you remember Friday, Abe resignation, yen was trying to get back home. We retest previous week open overnight, right? So that's our weekly open. We retest previous week open. This outside day when it comes to the Friday, retest of the Thursday low. Well, that's gonna be very, very interesting. Why? Very simple answer, because we do have possible business finishing here around 105, 105.30, 105.20. So we are trying to hold that level, that also over under, right? And weekly open. So plenty of things to try to take advantage of when it comes to the buyers, right? The very often the price been reacting at these levels, right? So I'm looking for at least rally back towards the Thursday open. That's gonna be also 50% of the Friday price action. I do expect supply above 106. I do expect demand around 105.20, and that's gonna be my trading range for today. I do prefer to sell the rallies. I do prefer to sell the rallies towards 106, 106.40. With that being said, guys, that's it. Don't forget, bank holiday in UK. There is a possibility that we have lower liquidity during the London hours, possibility for a bigger manipulation, but overall, guys, don't forget that the big guys are going to draw the monthly candles. Thank you very much and see you around. And of course, the most important thing, don't be trapped around.